Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's Foreign's the fiance.
And we are back. Can I just say, sorry, this has got nothing to do with anything, but I'm just looking at you, and these glasses really look nice on you.
Do they?
Yeah, they suit you.
Also, you're not going to say anything about how my skin is, glowing.
I mean, yeah, it is. I'm a bit concerned about, the contents of your womb, but obviously...
No, you're the second person. I'm not pregnant.
But your skin is glowing, is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
And that usually
thank you for the
implies
glasses.
pregnancy.
My mum doesn't particularly but I mean, that means they're nice.
I'm a young babe. You trust me.
Exactly.
Whenever my mum tells me that I don't look nice or I'm wearing too much makeup,
yeah, I sure do.
I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah, literally, that is the yardstick.
Honestly. But guys, so we're going to just address the elephant in the room, which is that there was no episode last week, which is fine, Life is life. Life gets busy. Mm-hmm. And, life is just busy. I'm turning my Wi-Fi off because why is everyone trying to call me now? Goodness gracious.
Just get another call.
Yeah, no, we don't have to stop it though. We don't have to. Basically, this is our second time trying to record the beginning of this because I received a phone call which disrupted our recording process, and so
my glucose levels are drastically dropping. So
honestly. All right, cool. Let's get into this. Let's get into this documentary.
So the documentary is called Marked, as we mentioned last week, and it opens up with an aerial view of what looks like northern Nigeria. It's very pretty, very green.
All right, okay. Geography, yeah. About northern. Okay, regions.
It's very green. Like my wallet. Ow.
Like my tea. Ow.
No,
I really don't drink green tea. I didn't even drink green tea, so... Yeah.
So we meet this 95-year-old man who's Hausa, and he explains that he does the tribal marks. And
Hausa is also a tribe in Nigeria. For anyone who's not Nigerian,
I just assumed everybody.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
So he basically says he does the tribal marks in his village, and he watched his dad doing it. And this guy's 95, but he's giving me 80, black don't crack.
Yeah, I'd give him a young 75. Yeah, he's about. His faculties are with him still.
Very much with him. His hand was not shaking.
And
he was showing us how he does it. He says that he throws away the blade after he uses it, and he puts this paste in the mark to darken the mark. So yeah.
So this, I'm going to do a quick summary just because people may not know what we're talking about. This documentary is about tribal marks.
Oh yeah, guys, yeah, it is about
it's about not that Nigerians are the only ones who do this, but it's about Nigeria. This documentary is based in Nigeria and looking at people from different tribes and just talking about the marks that they have on their skin. They're not all tribal marks like that. I mean, we get into that, but that's what this documentary is about. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's just some context.
So, okay, we meet this baby with his mom. This is really... I was surprised by how graphic it was.
Right.
But there's a baby with his mum, and that baby had an old man face. Did you notice that? Did you notice the baby had an old man face?
I think sometimes...
And it's scary.
Sometimes, Nigerian babies, they look grown.
They look grown. It's because they're coming into a country that's in shambles, so they have to have the maturity of an old man.
There's no time for childhood.
That old baby face was scary, but yeah, it was a baby boy, and the mum was talking about how she's so happy this day has come, that her son can finally get his tribal marks. And we see this baby being carried to the old men who are sitting on the ground, and they do not handle with care. I don't know if it's because there wasn't a plastic tape around him. They do not handle with care. They put this baby on the floor basically, and they cut him, and then we see the baby's bloodied face after he's
and the baby's crying. So you can hear it, in the trailer that we did in the last episode. You can hear the baby it's literally it's Blade 5, 4, 3, 2. Literally.
Ciao.
It's so
deep. It's crazy. So we learn a bit about tribal marks from our narrator.
Tribal marks, which are marks given to babies shortly after birth. They act as a means of identification, particularly in the event of wars, being captured for slavery or royal heritage. Most people had distinct marks which were unique to their family or tribe and would then act as their passport for life.
So I mean, I think it is what it says on the the tin. Yeah,
it makes
a tribal
sense.
mark which is linked to your tribe, where
you're from, who you are.
Exactly. So we also learned that there are beautification marks which kind of mirror tattoos. And the tattoos, which are most popular in the northern like parts of Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So now we meet my homeboy, and I say homeboy because he's from Anambra State. Brat
I
brat.
do think there's also another type of mark. There's spiritual and health marks,
Oh yeah, they're spiritual health.
which are like tribal marks, but they have like a deeper meaning. They're like deeper
we'll get
than.
into it, yeah. So his name is Okeke Augustine Chi Odule. No,
That
wait,
Augustine.
No, let's start again. Okeke Augustine Chidolue. Yeah, Chidolue. Yeah, I don't know what that last name means.
That Augustine, I said this man is Igbo because you man love a
Igbo.
Victor, you love an
Fam.
Augustine.
Okay, let me tell you the typical Igbo, English Igbo names, because no like other tribe or people on this earth will call it. Festus is an
Sorry?
Igbo English name. Yeah, Festus. Okay.
Okay.
Christopher, but not Christopher. We call it Christopher. Okay, there's Christopher.
All right.
Augustine is another one, and then
Male or female?
male or female, either one. There's and then there's there's this name. It's a biblical Dorcas. There's Dorcas.
You love but the Ghanaians love a Dorcas as well, you know.
They love that one too.
Yeah,
And then like there's John, but it would never be like John. It would be Johnny. So like Johnny is a completely different name from like John or Johnny.
to John,
So
of course.
yeah, these are some Igbo names that we have to let go of.
And also, you guys like to pluralize things too. Phillips, you like a Phillips.
Oh my gosh, Evans. Evans. Oh, and then we have the days of the week. So my grandma has had every day of the week in her household as a cook. We've had Friday, we've had Saturday, we've had Sunday, we've had Monday, we've had Tuesday, we've had.
If your name had to be a day of the week, which day would you pick?
Oh, Friday. I am that bitch.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'm a Friday.
I'm trying to think what I would pick.
You're Monday. That's your
No,
vibe.
not who you are, but like what your name. If you had to pick your name to be one of the days of the week, like they said,
Yeah,
your
I'd
name
still
is going to
pick
be
Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, no name is cute. Mondays.
But then, what could you shorten it to?
Monday could
Like
be
Sunday,
Mon.
you could be Sunny.
Monday could be Mon, so that's cool.
Okay, that's like Monique, innit? Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
It's the day that really fucks it up, doesn't it? It's the day part.
Yeah,
of it that
it's the
really,
day.
Yeah.
Friday.
Okay, fair. Anyway, sorry.
There's some other Igbo English names that we have as well, but I think those are the ones.
The worst.
Ima is another one. Ima is short for Emmanuel, but it will never be Emmanuel. They'll never call you Emmanuel. It will always be Ima. So that's another one. So yeah. So Okeke says that his tribal marks are on his face because it was something that was done in his time, and it was for protection. And I think obviously like let me not assume, but like there was this war in Nigeria, the Biafran War, and you know, at the time the Igbo people were fighting basically like the rest of the country.
Everyone.
Because they wanted to have their own state, and we got quite
separate.
far. You know, we had our own money, we had our own, you know, our own flag. We had a lot of shit. But yeah, like because of that, like a lot of Igbo people feel like they need to identify each other, like when they see each other, and protection and stuff like that. So he says now Igbo people no longer do these tribal marks because they're kind of afraid of kids going blind, because his tribal marks were on his forehead, like, and they were close to the eyes.
And it's like when they're on your face, like you cannot hide them, like they are there.
Yeah,
do you know what I
they're
mean?
there.
Like,
But that's the
they're
whole
there.
point
Which
of
is the
them.
point. Exactly, which is the point.
Yeah, of them,
So,
yeah. Yeah, he says that he's the only one in his village that has it, and I think he was in his like late 80s, early 90s.
yeah, everyone else has died, didn't it? And he's from your state. He's from your state, innit?
He's from my state. I'd love to
I
know what
saw it
village
and
he's
I was
from.
like, at least you put in my notes, uncle from your state.
Anambra's finest, baby. I don't know what village he's from though, but yo, shout out to anybody that's from Obosi, because that's my village. I doubt there'll be any listeners from Obosi.
It's just your
but if you
family
are,
that
holler
are
at
there.
me.
They're not listening to this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. But actually, I'm not going to be from Obosi for much longer because the girl's getting married.
Oh, is it? So what, that changes?
Yeah, I'm meant
But
to be
deep in
from
your
where my
heart.
husband's from. But he's from Anambra as well, but just he's from 30 minutes
It's
away
different.
from me in Umoji.
Okay, so same ends,
Yeah.
bro. What are you talking about?
Save it. But yeah, so basically, and do you know what he's saying is accurate, because I actually don't know anybody that, like, an Igbo person that has tribal marks. I've never even come across anyone, even like my grandpa's.
No one in your
like,
family has.
No one in my family has, unless they have it on parts of their body that I haven't seen. But I
Right.
know for sure, like my grandpa's generation, like the kids they had don't have it. So basically my mum's
So
generation.
so by the time, and your kids are not going to have it, right? So
yeah, and also my grandpa, my granddad's dad was one of the early Christian converts.
Oh yeah.
So like he actually met the missionaries when they came. So people think this colonization shit was like ages ago.
It was not that long ago.
My grandpa was telling me stories about what his dad told him about when the white man came. I doubt that his dad would have done the tribal marks on his kids because he was a very strong Christian. So I don't know anyone in my family that has tribal marks. But it's not an Igbo thing. I know a lot of other tribes like still do it, but Igbo people
Yeah,
don't
it's not even a Nigerian thing. Like, it's really just a thing.
Yeah. So now we meet Adetutu Alabi. And I've seen her about before. I don't know if you guys have seen her. She's the Nigerian model with tribal marks. She did a video not too long ago about how she started OnlyFans because she wasn't getting work. It was very sad. And basically she's just talking about how like she struggled with her marks, and she was encouraged by an employer to conceal her marks because she was told they were unsightly, and customers were uncomfortable. And basically she said she wasn't going to do it, so she was fired.
And also, whether she wanted to or like whatever, like how are you really going to cover your tribal marks? Okay, you can make them maybe less visible, but they're going to be there. And if that's something that someone's triggered by or someone doesn't want to see, like they're gonna see it. It's who you are. It's like putting a tattoo on your forehead and saying, oh, it's not even with a tattoo, like you could actually cover a tattoo because it's more the colour of things. But with the scarification, like a mark, like what am I gonna do?
And the thing is that, like we said, tribal marks are not a solely Nigerian thing, but they are quite popular in Nigeria. Like, you would be very stupid to, you'd just be... you're stupid if you think that, not if you think you've never... But basically, don't act like you've never seen them before.
And this is the thing. You wanted to work with her. You know that she has the tribal marks. Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's, but because you have the tribal marks, I don't want to work with you. Like, sis, I've been had the marks. You've been seen the marks.
Yeah.
This was not a catfish situation.
Fam. So now we talk a bit about the spiritual element of tribal marks and why people get them. So there's we meet a girl from Oyo State. And basically the way this documentary works actually
I've been to Oyo State.
Really? I've never. Yeah, but basically the way this documentary works is that there are loads of different talking heads. So I didn't really note many down because there's so many. It's basically
everyone's saying their experiences, everyone's got different experiences. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So she's from Oyo State, and she said that when she was growing up, she used to faint a lot. And then her mum took her to the Babalawo, which is basically like the juju man, the traditional doctor, whatever you want to call him. And basically told her parents that she needed to be marked because, that would help her health and spiritually and whatever. And then she was marked. And there's another guy from Edo State, and he shows us his are all on his stomach. They look like a picture like a kid drew. It's kind of cool. And basically he said that he used it as like in Edo State, they use it as immunization. It's kind of like, okay, if a baby's born, you want to prevent them having like convulsions or things like that, you get them marked.
Do you know my dad is marked? Yeah.
Where?
So when I was, he has a mark on his face.
Okay, I need to look at
him. And the thing is that when I was watching this, I was like, I need to call him and ask him so that I can learn more. But I mean, he's told me this stuff when I was young, but did I care? No. So he has one on his face. It's like they're small. And the thing is, I've seen him so many times in my life that I don't see them anymore. So it's only when I was watching this that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he had them. He has a small one, and he said that his grandma did that one because they just in terms of he was sick a lot when he was a kid, so the grandma thought that he was going to die, and so she did the mark so that if he were reincarnated, they would know that it was him. And also because he was sick a lot, he had the health ones on his stomach. He's got 6, so 3 on that side and 3 on that side. And he was when he was younger and he used to get sick, they would do herbal treatments and things. So they would cut them open and put the herbs into the wounds and stuff to help them to not be sick or to get better. So he has marks from that. So he was they weren't tribal marks. One was a spirituality reincarnation thing, and then the others are for health and healing and stuff. So yeah, and he was the mark that he has on his face, he said that it looks. He said that he thinks that it resembles one Ghanaian tribe mark because when he was younger, people Ghanaians always see him and I'd be like, oh, are you Ghanaian? And they'll see the mark and be like, oh, are you? And he was just like, no,
no,
I am
but
not.
Wait,
so it's not a tribal mark in terms of for where we're from.
Yeah.
But it's more so like grandma was like, I need to know for when you die that you are my thing. But then he didn't die, so, you know.
But so wait, when he did the ones on his stomach, did he get better? Like, did he stop getting sick?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know what? I
them
think there's a
village
lot of
remedies are
truth.
really the shiz naive
Yeah,
one, honestly.
that's what I was about to say. There is, because somehow, like, our ancestors, our grandparents, they lived for ages on this shit kind of thing.
Like that
and we're here
95-year-old
with
man you were
paracetamol.
talking about. He was fine. Them man used to give birth all the time. What's the hospital? What's the epidural?
Yeah, and I was even reading up on it, and basically ages ago in Ethiopia, like, they had like a cesarean section they used to do. Like, they would put this banana thing on the woman's stomach, and it acted as a epidural.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that they give you when you're having this C-section, and then they would give her banana wine, which was meant to numb the pain, and they'd literally cut her open, sew her up, and then put some paste over her, and then put like a leaf, and then she'd be fine, and there would be no infection.
This Western medicine is just doing the absolute most, because people, like, for like civilizations, for like from the beginning of time, have been reproducing and been doing this shit.
Yeah, and literally, I just feel like, and also Western medicine is just all this native stuff, but like repackaged.
But just like, just like 2.0.
Literally, if you go and look at what paracetamol is, it's made from natural whatevers. So it's
that they probably just like made synthetic version in order to be able to distribute and make money. Capitalism. Yeah, literally everything. The earth, everything on this that we need is provided to us by this earth.
Literally,
we just don't know how to finesse it like they do.
Yeah. So one of our talking heads, Halima Taufik, says, since I got marked, I do not get sick anymore. I could go a year without falling sick. Anytime I feel sick, I don't take drugs. I just sleep and feel better. So you do get sick, but you just get better. I mean,
she gets better. Just, I don't get hangovers. I just sleep and wake up.
Literally. So another one says that her kids are not marked because they are Christians. And if they get sick, they simply give them medicine and not mark them as they were, which was interesting. So you're starting to see the progression of like how people are changing and their approach to these things, and
it just makes me think, like, if the white man never came to where we are and didn't bring like Christianity, like, where would we all be? Do you get what I mean? Like, where would we all be?
This pussy.
If I pop this pussy for you tonight, would you promise, baby? Won't you?
You always take it like two. It was like one line would suffice. Like, they get it. Yeah. Adventure time. So now we discuss how these tribal marks are used for beauty also. And these are, like we said, it's more the northern parts of Nigeria who do this.
Do you think it's so funny how like Nigerians look different? Like how you can tell.
Yes, you really can.
They look so different.
And also so funny how like Nigerians have to look down on tattoos, but like basically these are tattoos.
This literally, AirPod is falling out one time today. All right, there we go. Literally, this is literally what I was thinking. I was like, the way that you man look down on tattoos, it's like the way that like the Westerners probably look down on like tribal marks and stuff. It's like, you man are all just catting each other's style. Literally. And you're looking down on each other.
It's even just like
it's
twerking.
The same thing.
My parents hate like all these videos of like women twerking and stuff. And I'm like, bro, this is what Igbo aunties do at weddings. There's literally a dance where they have to like shake their asses.
We have one too. I remember my dad showing it to me, and literally I was like, I don't have the techers, fam. Like, if I could, I would. I don't have the techers to do what they do. But the way that they do it is like effortless. And I'm like, and it's me in the club that you want to condemn.
Listen, when
it's in my blood.
What the Lord did not give me.
It's in my DNA. Come on, feet.
So, like we said, these marks in the north look like tattoos, and we meet Halima. So this is a different Halima from earlier, and she basically says she got these marks for her husband. So Halima has marks all over her face.
She basically has like tattoos faced up. Yeah,
literally face, full sleeve, everything. Yeah, and she said she got these for her husband, so he would think she was beautiful and only have eyes for her. Like, he loves them. She says that she has them all over her body, and he just loves them. And it's like, listen, whatever gets you going.
If you like it, I love it, bruv.
Fam. So we learned that in Gombe State, during the marking process, so the way they would do it is the men would gather and watch the women get marked. And the women who cried would be laughed at. And the women who stayed quiet the women who stayed quiet and, smiled during the process would be given money by different men. And obviously the man that gives you the most money likes you.
I would get money and you would cry.
Okay, bitch. And basically, it was a thing of shame to go home and not have money.
This was so, like, problematic.
Extremely problematic.
I was like, what? Like, it's so peak, because if you're that girl who literally cried because there's needles in your face, yeah, then it's like nobody. It's like, how much pain can you take? Like, how much pain can I put you through?
Literally. And one woman was also talking about how, like, her sister just told her, oh, let's go out one day. And then she took her and went and got marked on her face. And I was just like, what? And the sister didn't get it done. That sister's bad vibes. She hated her sister. That's why she did it.
She's bad vibes. And also she didn't truly believe that it was beautification, because if she really thought it was beautification, why wouldn't she do it herself?
Why didn't you get it? Literally. And one of the talking heads as well was just talking about how she regrets getting her marks, that, you know, growing up they weren't as educated and as exposed as they are now. Basically, she's saying that how now, like, as they've learnt more, they've learnt that it's not haram to get these things on their body, and she wishes she could remove it. So I think it's that, but then you then question, is it a thing where, like, I mean, obviously not the religious element, but is it a thing where, like, the more exposure to Western culture you have, the less the things you do within your culture make sense?
And
or
so this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, if a white man had never touched Africa, or had never touched Nigeria, like, you would be fine. You wouldn't think that these things were wrong or were bad, because you're just looking at it relative to, like, your opportunity. So, for example, that woman who wasn't able to get a job, right? Like, the woman who didn't want to work with her is basing it off Western ideals where people don't have marks on their face. But if it were normal, like, if you had stayed in your village, you would be the most beautiful princess at the party
in
because
the world,
you've got marks. Yeah. And that's what this documentary was really good in showing, is that, like, why, like, nothing is right and nothing is wrong. I think maybe the wrong could be considered, like, oh, you know, marking a baby, like, oh, maybe the pain and stuff. But also, you would vaccinate a baby, and that's painful. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not, you circumcise, you pierce baby's ears and stuff. Okay, cool, that's also painful. And it's like, so that's not really what it is. Like, everyone is free to do what they want. And I think the good thing about this documentary too is showing the meanings of these things. Like, not that they have to justify why they're doing it, but it's nice to learn and understand there are different reasons why.
And I think I liked the fact that it wasn't demonized. I was afraid of that. I was afraid it was going to be like this demonizing people.
Oh no, that would have been some panorama shit.
Literally, but there was some there were some guys on there as well, who were so happy. They were showing off their marks. They're like, yeah, like, you know, sometimes when they go to parties and they get excited, they take off their tops.
Yeah, the guy from the north. And he was showing his chest.
Marks.
He was like, look.
Yeah, He's like, Johnny Bravo, that shit. He was like, the ones with the most marks are, you know, seen as the most handsome. And sometimes you could be walking down the street, you see someone's mark, you go quickly to the, you know, the person, and you're like, oh yeah, I want this mark. It was good to see that celebration of culture.
Exactly.
And it not be demonized.
And being unapologetically proud.
Exactly. So the documentary is drawing to an end now, and on-screen text tells us that the amount of Nigerians with marks is undocumented, and during the making of this documentary, they encountered over 500 people with tribal marks. Although the practice is now dated, some communities continue the tradition regardless of social norms. And again, these are Western social norms being imposed.
Exactly.
So in 2017, a bill was presented, and the bill basically is a bill for an act to provide for the provide the prohibition of facial mutilation.
Wow.
Offences, prosecution, and
there's
punishment of offenders. Nigerians just like to talk for talking's sake. What is this?
They just the crinkum crankum.
Fam. The Higgy Haga.
But
yeah, guys, that was marked. I would definitely recommend watching it. It's actually a light watch, and it's insightful. Yeah. It's educational.
Yeah, educational. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna give you some education.
Some education.
Yeah, so I think you should watch it, guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's really short as well. It literally is like 20 minutes. But the reason I think you should definitely watch it is because, of course, you cannot see the marks from what we're saying. Yeah. Like, it's really nice to be able to visualize and see what it is we're talking about. There was this one woman I wanted to mention, actually, and she was... I
think I know the one.
She was just such a babe. Like, she literally was like, you can tell she's one of those aunties that, like, she probably had her children here, and so, like, she sounds like my mum. Like, she has the Nigerian accent, but, like, it's British. It's like pretty cool. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
pretty cool.
she was saying how, like, because her marks were like like 3 slashes on each side of her cheek. Like they were deep, they were big. You can't miss them. And she was saying how people get curious and ask her if she fought a lion, because it's like resembles, like, I guess if a lion was to scratch you. And she was like, yeah, I did fight a lion and I won. And I just know that it's someone in this England that said that shit to
Let's
her.
ask her that question. I remember her. She was a babe.
Yeah, it's definitely some stupid idiot that said her in this England that said that. It was like, oh, looks like I got scratched by a lion. So she's like, yeah, I did, and I won.
I'm sure it was some. She went to some interview and someone asked her some stupid question.
She was probably, it was lunchtime in the office, and she was just like, I just want to eat my jollof.
And after that, she decided it was time to go back home and never come back.
This time, she said, Lagos, country. Come and catch me.
But yeah, guys,
she was good vibes.
We do not know what we're doing next week. It'll be a surprise.
It's a surprise. We're gonna. I mean, as always, we're gonna put the trailer so you know. But as of the time of this recording, we do not know. But we'll figure it out for you guys. Don't you worry.
That's absolutely okay.
Life has been so long. I think we should do a credits episode at some point, because life
has been long.
Life has really been lifing. But we're good. We stand alive, survive, and all that jazz.
All right, guys, we shall see you next week.
Well, I know she's tired. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 2 Girls 1 Talk. We're also on YouTube at 2 Girls 1 Talk and TikTok, but nothing's there. But follow, why not?
Yeah.
I am on Instagram at BD on Eyewear and also bdoneyewear.com. And you are on Instagram and Twitter for ends with 2 underscores, and also on her other podcast, Character Replay. Right now we're doing Modern Family.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you very much.
Do you know, I was watching an episode of The Office, and Michael was like trying to do Elvis, and he was like thank you a lot.
Wait, when was this? What episode was this?
I don't remember. It was when no. So that scene started with basically Andy. Michael calls Andy to the office and is like, "You keep doing like baby speak, and it's making everyone uncomfortable."
Yeah,
and he was like, Michael, whammy, and they're talking like that, yeah. And then Andy was like, "Okay, well, like when you do Elvis, I love that. I think that's great." And he was like, "Thank you a lot."
I know the episode because Andrew's like, Tim, would you prefer me to say that I ate some Thai food and I have explosive diarrhea? And I was just thinking, like, no, I just prefer you to not fucking tell anybody.
Just don't say anything. Andy's character is so fucking annoying.
But I get why he's there. It.
Who started watching it?
My mum.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Wait.
Loves it.
Does she like it?
Yes. She
that is so shocking
and
to me.
I'm like, so, but you are the Michael Scott of the family. You are the. We've been calling her Michael Scott of the family, and she never got it, and now she gets it. And every time she watches it, she calls us and she's like, "Are you people saying I'm like this man?" And I'm like, "Yes."
No, but that's such an insult.
Yeah, she zero self-awareness. She'll say anything, regardless of like the situation at hand. People, let's say exactly why she's like Michael Scott. People will be pissed off. I'll be so angry with her. Like, we'll have had an argument or something, and she'll know she's pissed me off. And then we'll be in the office because we share an office together, and she might turn around and ask me, "Okay, so do you think that these blinds, I should change them?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm actually pissed off with you. Like,
we are not friends.
We're not friends. You can see the heat radiating from me, and you ask me about fucking blinds. Like, that's my mum. That's Michael Scott."
That is so funny. I cannot believe she watched it. Like, I know my mum would I don't think my mum would even pass episode 1.
Really, I was a bit apprehensive. I wasn't sure, but she loves it.
I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy.
She loves she laughs, and she'll the rewinding and laugh.
Yeah. I did that today just before we started recording.
Yeah, so I'm very happy about that. That's
it's a great show. I mean, is it a 2 Girls 1 Doc episode if we don't end up speaking about The Office? I don't know that it is.
It's like the greatest show ever. Like, it's
a great show. It's so incredibly stupid, and that's what makes it great.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Boys and girls, trailers coming.
Yeah.
Bye.
James B. Hahn with the Texas Rangers interviewing Samuel Little at the Palmdale Prison Unit, California Bureau of Corrections.
I try to trace back to when I became attracted to a woman's throat.
He might just be the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. He came down in my neck with his thumbs like that. This is I like it when you swallow.
He is literally hunting these women for close to 4 decades and getting away with it.
God, I got so crazy. I wanted more. That's a privilege that I got.
Once it became clear to people like Samuel Little that they could hunt black women and girls, that's what they did.
That's the reason why I didn't get busted long time. See, I ain't fucking serial killer.